Hey there! So today we have another review. This is another beer from the Advent calendar. I probably won't be able to do beer every single night, so like my work schedule and that stuff. So let's try another one. And it's really weird how they picked it out, like with the numbers. They don't have it like one, two, three, all the way down. I assume they want it so that like your thing doesn't fall apart if you're like moving it around. So number two, number two right over here. Let's go with number two. Start off with a very bland, slightly oxidized wheat ale. Let's see what number. Oh, the packaging is pretty dope. I will say that, but it is a bit of a headache to get out. Like, I really don't want you to be able to get this guy. I guess use your fingers. I have small fingers. How does anybody with bigger hands get this guy in here? Like, that's a headache. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to come out of it. Oh my god. All right, so, oh, this is gonna be a fun one. This was canned. Something like it's right around July. So this is canned around July on the warm shelf, and we're in December. Cool stuff. Awesome. Can't wait to try it. IPA contract brew out of Wisconsin, 6%. See how this guy turns out. The beer is very dark. Holy moly. That is so dark. That is a proper amber ale right there, if I've ever seen one. That doesn't look like an IPA. That is a medium amber color. Really nice head. Like they've created beers that actually have like pretty good head and like good looking beers. There's oxidation right there. A bit of oxidation. Yeah, no hop character. Stalled out. Terrible. Cheers. Yep. Good old blandish kind of IPA, oxidized. The malt is actually not too dominant. A little bit of crystal malt in there, a little bit of sweetness. I assume fresh, this would have a little bit more piney sweetness and like nice kind of grapefruit characters, but well, at least the wheat ale is like bland and slightly oxidized, and it's like light. This is just like meant to have hop character. Again, these are very clean beers. They're quite nice. Like they don't have all flavors, which is pretty. But like we're talking about beers that are like now like looking at like yeah, at least 4 months in the warm shelf. Boring as all hell. Drinkable for sure. I mean, I think like if you got this for somebody who's an uneducated drinker, sure, they'd be very good. if they if they were an IPA drinker, they'd be very disappointed. But if they're an uneducated drinker, yeah, sure, it's like honestly, it tastes like a nice, pretty light amber ale. Like a great analogy would honestly be something like Fat Tire 2.6 Lager. A little bit of crystal malt in there. The bitterness is wow, not there. Crazy. So this beer has no bitterness for an IPA. Like I'm looking for bit. They created the most unbittered IPA of all time. Like the IBUs on this beer has to be like nonsense. Like this probably is like a 20-30 IBU beer for an IPA. And we're looking at IBUs for IPA, American IPA, 40, 50, 40, 60. This is 20, 30. Like there's probably 20. It's all malt. It's not only that, like when you have oxidized beers, especially IPAs, the malts show, but then like the bitterness comes in, and like there's a clashing of those things. There's no bitterness here. This might be like a 15 IBU beer. There's no perceivable bitterness here, or perceivable isn't like beer, so 10, 15 IBUs. So they made a 15 IBU beer and brewed an advent calendar. Again, for somebody who's an educated drinker, amber ale guy, you'd love this. Like, this would be your amber ale, but for IPA. A little bit of like lingering bitterness on the back end. So, but rating. So, one thing about this guy is that the wheat ale is oxidized and light. This is an IPA, so like it's way worse than that. So, for expectation for IPA, like sometimes it's so confusing. I'll think about a beer based on what's in the glass. Like, already throwing these ingredients in there, and this is what the style is, but the glass is good. This glass is fine. Is this better than the other one? I don't know. Same rating, I guess. No, because it's called IPA, so it has to be way worse. Like just the fact that like this is called an IPA and it should be an IPA, and it doesn't even hit like any marks. Like there's no way anybody blind tasting or anybody like just full tasting this beer, like anybody who tastes this beer goes like, oh yeah, that tastes like IPA. This tastes nothing like IPA. If anything, the closest thing it would be like something like a zero value pale ale. Pale ale would be the closest thing, but get no hop character, almost no bitterness. It's clean though. That's the cool thing about this beer. The beers are clean, which I not like so far. Like there's definitely no off flavors other than the fact it's oxidized. Not the best example, but like not fully oxidized. So like somehow it's treated pretty well. Maybe they have great canning that despite the fact that it lived on a warm shelf. I don't know. I guess it was on discount. So like when were they selling this? Ideally, they were selling this like then again thinking about like I mean, they can't throw this in like September, right? So they're probably selling this around October, November. So 2 months off, and they can this around when they can this again? August. They can this around July, actually, yeah, right? So, oh, before that, because yeah, July. Sorry, like my Julian brain has work. So the can this around July, about 6 months away from Christmas, but you have to do that because you lose a month in just having this product because you have to like give it to somebody around December, and then you have to distribute it too. So like but oof. Um, let's go with a solid 70. Yeah, it's just light caramel, light hop character, like almost no bitterness. What a tired beer. What a boring beer. 70. Cheers later.